try to make sense out of nonsense. That's right, y'all. I just came in from work, literally. Man, didn't have time to do nothing. Man, still got my work clothes on, smelling and all of that mess. But I said the show must go on. Somebody said, do you feel tardy? Yes, I do feel tardy. Normally, I try to be on time, but we had a crazy job somewhere up in Avon, Ohio, just in case you live up there in Avon. So, yeah, we was all the way up there in Avon, Ohio, and I just literally got in. I was on the freeway like, dun, 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 dun. Everybody out of my way. I got a show to do. The people need me. And so here I am. And I'll be honest with you, didn't get a chance to go through and edit all my clips like I wanted to. But you know what? Every day, it's off the top of my dome anyway. So the clips is just, added touch. So if I mess up, y'all better not say nothing. Y'all better not say nothing. Yeah, all right. So with that being said, hit the like button, share my videos, follow me on all the other social media platforms, all the motions that you got to go through. I'm going to go ahead and let YouTube have it because people have been saying they've been unsubscribed every single day. Yeah, they got to resubscribe daily, and that's not cool. That's not cool. This number on the screen, 330-974-4607. If you text MAGA to that number, you will be, of course, in the Cool Kids Club, just in case they unexist me. Okay. Somebody said, looking in from Ireland. That's right. Hey, if you on social media, find me on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or something like that. I know Crazy Chick Sheena, she's from Ireland. I always say when I see people from other countries, send me a friend request if you can, because I might have some questions about what's going on over there in your neck of the woods. So, yeah, please do if you get a chance. And with that being said, let's go ahead. Let me get loose so I can get busy, okay? Yeah, I'm a little bit behind me. I really got to get loose. I am kind of loose because I just got off from work, but that's the kind of loose I'm talking about. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. There's some kings in the building. Throw your fists up and show some respect. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Yeah, and as I was singing my Gorilla Back song, I noticed that my notifications were still on, and I said, let me get hold to that real quick before it gets ugly. So with that being said, welcome to the show, everybody. All right, it's Kev from Kevin's Corner, sweating and everything. The things I do for y'all. So now, if y'all haven't noticed, my title, the Donald Trump, of course, pulls another Trump card on James. And we're going to talk about it. But I do want to remind y'all, I do have a store, okay? It's called Kevin's Corner Store. You can go ahead and check that out and get any type of merch you want to get. And then I also have a monthly fundraiser link below the video. So if you want to support the channel, that way you can do that. All right. That is greatly appreciated. It helps, offset all of the censorship, because I wouldn't have to be out there. I wouldn't have to be out there on the drywall truck and all of that stuff, dragging drywall all over the place if YouTube wouldn't start playing games in the first place. Okay. So with that being said, everything y'all do, it does help. Now, let's get into what's going on with Letitia James, who for some reason got the sticky fingers and want to get her meat hooks on Donald Trump stuff. And the last I checked, Donald Trump had to get this stuff done. He had to pay on Monday, today. Let's see how it all went. Here we go. First, let's check in with her. Get a little past history.
No one is above the law, including this illegitimate president.
Hey. You can't be out there saying stuff like that. Isn't that denying elections? Election denial? That's what that's called, right? That means that technically you're like an insurrectionist. I'm pretty sure. But that's Letitia James back in the day before she was elected, talking about Trump was an illegitimate president. Now, I would think somebody who believed that Donald Trump was an illegitimate president might just have a motive to go after him based on her view of him being an illegitimate president. If you thought somebody was illegitimate, you probably wouldn't treat them like they were legitimate. That's all I'm saying. You probably would use illegitimate tactics to try to destroy them. But I'm just saying, that's just me. I just want us to all get a feel for what type of person we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
And so,
What? You look forward to stopping all the crime in New York? You look forward to making sure that law and order is restored in New York, and you look forward to making sure all these illegal immigrants in New York is held accountable and sent back to their country and not abusing those New Yorkians? Is that what you're looking forward to doing, Lakeisha James? Huh? Latifah?
The office of Attorney General every day, suing him, defending your rights, and then going home.
Just that? Laquifa, that's your whole mission? I come in, all right, Dad, you know what's on the agenda again today, everybody? We're going to sue Donald Trump and then we're out of here. That's it? Well, Miss James, we just had 17 murders on the subway. That means nothing to me. That means nothing to me, okay? We're all about getting Trump, okay? Those people have to manage on their own. See, because this is all about getting Trump. Laquifa, let's continue.
God bless you and thank you. My name is Letitia James, and I will be the...
No, it's Laquifa. Okay, that's what it is. You're Queen Latifah stunt double. Laquifa James. Here we go.
Attorney General, he talked of the Bronx.
Out of New York City, the judgment in Donald Trump's civil fraud trial has been signed by Judge Arthur N. Goron and officially...
Arthur Moron? Okay, so Judge Moron, of course, signed this crazy, and I mean crazy ruling right here. $454. I would think like that would be more manageable, but I think that it ain't even 450,000. Are those M's? M to the I to the L to the L to the I to the O to the N. Million. That's a lot of cheese, y'all. Where'd he get that number from, y'all? Where'd he get that number?
Entered. The total judgment for the former president now stands at not $354 million, but $454 million.
That's not pocket change. That's not something that somebody could just say, oh, well, you know what, give me a minute, I'm gonna run to the ATM and bring that back real quick. That seems like the type of bond or penalty you would put on someone that you would want them to fail. That's what it looks like. It looks like, a teacher that says, all right, listen up. All you kids have a week to do your homework, but not you, little Timmy. Not you. You got to do 7 book reports by tomorrow morning. But that's not, did I even get the book yet? No. I'm about to give you the book right now. It's only 1,700 pages. And I want 7 book reports by in the morning. I might think you're treating Timmy a little unfairly. That's what I might think. I might think you have a motive to see little Timmy fail. You gave him too much. But I'm sure they're going to justify that by saying Donald Trump deserves this type of penalty. Where'd you get that from? Somebody said sound. Is the sound okay? Can y'all hear me? 1 2 1 2 check 1 1 check 1 1 2 1 on the microphone. Bringing it home. Can y'all hear me? All right, I got the thumbs up. So let's continue. So that big fat amount right there. I wonder if any of these people will feel okay paying that.
After today, it will continue to accrue 9% interest annually.
How much is
and
that?
We estimate that that's around $111,000 per day.
Per day? Oh, yes, this is a setup. This is absolutely a setup. When you create such an amount that just the interest alone is $111,000 a day, you ain't trying to see this person win. Yeah, you up there singing, you can't win. Wow, that seems like a setup type number.
Per day. Starting today.
The judgment that was entered against him was actually enforceable on the day it was entered.
No, the judgment that's entered upon that little Pee Wee Herman voice of yours with no bass. The judgment that was entered. But let's see what this guy has to say about this judgment.
But the Attorney General, as a matter of grace...
Grace?
gave the defendant 30 days.
Can you believe that?
The Attorney General, as a matter of grace, gave the defendant
$455 million penalty, $111,000 in interest per day, and you got 30 days to come up with it. And that's grace. Now, I would hate to see what no grace looks like. Are you getting me? Wow. I mean, these people, man, are something else. But they got to go ahead and present this to their audience like this is fair. In fact, Donald Trump deserves way more harsh treatment than this. I mean, she's being kind. She's being kind. Now, I don't know what type of courtroom you can go in and be accused of something. They give you either a bail or a fine or something, and they give you this short amount of time to come up with the money and that type of bond. That type of bond. I mean, and yet you're talking about it's grace. And I'm saying, wow, I've seen people where they owe like $250 to the court. And the court's like, well, how long do you think it'll take you to come up with the money? Oh, man, I'm a little strapped, man, tight on my luck. I think maybe like 2 or 3 months, maybe. Oh, you know what? We'll give you 6. We'll give you 6. Go ahead and sign the paperwork with the bailiff. Stuff like that. With real crimes. Yeah, man, I was zigzagging in a 25-mile-per-hour zone doing 110 drunk. Oh, just that? That's all? Okay. Well, look, 6 months to pay that $250 fine, okay? Now, if you need extra time, reach back out to the court. You never see them say, we need that by tomorrow, and if you don't get it, we come to take that car you was drunk driving in. You understand that? By tomorrow. ASAP. They don't do that. But yet, this guy's talking about it's grace.
Donald Trump 30 days to put the bond up or put the money up.
The verdict against him came from the trial court, which confusingly in New York State is called the Supreme Court. Don't ask me why.
Leave it to New York.
Right. He can still appeal the case to the appellate division and perhaps to the Court of Appeals. But the problem, if he fails to post a bond, is while he's appealing here, Letitia James, the Attorney General, she can start collecting. She can seize his...
Just like every good dictator would. Just like every banana republic would. Just like Putin would. Perhaps Xi, Kim Jong-un. All of those people. Yeah, the ones that American Democrats are always talking about, Trump loves them. And Trump is always, praising these dictators. And they are behaving just like those dictators. We must be Venezuela. So, yeah, Tish want to get her big knuckles on this. Now, why does she want to do this? First of all, of course, to damage Trump financially. But here's the thing. She's eyeballing Trump Towers as a trophy. She want Trump Towers as a trophy. That would be, a feather in that big, fat, nasty hat of hers. So she would be able to go, look at that. I captured the king's main, castle right here. So she wanted that. She wanted it real bad. And it was due today. And I wonder what she would have done if something wouldn't have happened. Let's continue.
Bank accounts. She can start the process of trying to seize and then liquidate or sell off his properties.
I want you to remember this moment.
Now, guys, look at this. What's this? This guy right here, never Trumper, comes on CNN constantly talking about Trump. Hates him. From the rooter to the tutor. He hates Trump from the rooter to the tutor. He's trying to give these eggheads some advice, which it appears for the last, 6, let me count them, day 3, 4, Trump came 2016, I'm gonna give him a year minus the 3, a good 6 to 8 years. These folks have not figured out what is it about this man. Why is he able to continue going forward and the people still trust him, support him? What is it? Is it him or is it something we're doing? Yeah, it's probably something we're doing. We're not attacking him enough. That's what it is. We need to intensify the lies and the crazy behind attacks on Trump and all of the persecution. That should do it. That should make the people finally break and sever their relationship and support for Trump. They're not able to get what is going on. And this guy right here tries to throw him a bone. He's no Trump fan, but boy, I wonder if it bumped right on their eardrums and bumped right off. Listen to this.
And don't forget it. If the New York Attorney General starts to take his homes away, starts to seize his assets, it's all going to be on camera. Pundits are going to sit there and scream about this. This man cannot be elected.
That's what they're going to do. Now look at this. They would be right outside front at the Trump Tower as they're doot, 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 doot. Now look at this. We're here at Trump Tower. I'm sure Trump is somewhere crying over this. And we're excited. We're excited about this. This is a very unprecedented move, but it is definitely legitimate. Okay, there's nothing like a banana republic here. Nothing. What you're seeing is justice. That's what they would be doing. But in the meanwhile, everybody watching that would be doing something differently. This is a bunch of bull, man. See, this is what I mean, man. Hey, these folks went too far. I mean, and they would be thinking they doing it, man. They'd be like, this is gonna be the nail in this coffin. Wait until we go ahead and do another ratings check. Yeah. Well, drop another poll out there. Ooh, after they get done seeing us, board up his windows and put tape in front of the doors, they're gonna definitely switch their votes in support. Only to find out that this is fascinating. That he's gathered more support. They don't get it. They just don't get it, man. We're seeing what's going on with our justice system, and we don't like it. Folks that don't like Trump can step back and say, what if that was me? Man, I might not like this dude, but come on now. Taking his property, what else they doing?
You're going to create the greatest victimhood of 2024, and you're going to elect Donald Trump.
And my Lord, we're in much more trouble than I ever thought we were.
You are. Because y'all are cruising for a bruising, creepy sleepy. That's what y'all are doing, cruising for a bruising. And if y'all don't do something quick, it's going to be a beat down. And I'm going to watch it. I'm going to enjoy it. Whew, my eyes can't take the light. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy it 100%. Like, ooh, look at that beat down. I'm not going to look away from it. I'm going to sit back and watch the brutal beating like, And if anybody else try to cover their eyes, I'm going to open them. Watch it, grab them by the back of the neck. Watch it. Make them watch it. See?
Every time they've gone after Trump legally, he just goes up, and away.
Everybody sees what they're doing to Donald Trump, especially when you have New York City. We have people getting shot in the subway. You got squatters sitting in homes. And
Latifah James is suing Trump and then going home. Yeah, she's shutting down shop right after she get done attacking and running and chasing after Trump. All right, today, you know what the drill is. Let's chase him. Where's he at? All right, let's go get him. Okay. But we got all kind of stuff we need to be. Y'all know the rules. Y'all saw me on the campaign trail. You think I promised to do anything else but go get Trump? Now let's stick to the plan. As New York falls apart. Right now, New Yorkers got to be completely lunatics if they vote for her to get back in. Lunatics. In fact, any of those leaders who have devastated that city, that beautiful city, New York. I mean, granted, I wasn't a huge fan of New York, even though I got family all up in New York. But I wasn't a huge fan because of the cost before I got into politics, before all this madness happened. It was one of those things like, it's crowded. But Giuliani had cleaned it up. When I was a young boy, it was dirty. That was back when people were stealing hubcaps all the time, pickpocketing you. But Giuliani had cleaned it up. And at least it was clean, and it was a place to go tour, and it wasn't something I felt like, man, they're about to rob me any second. I'm about to get pushed into the dang on third rail here, and I can't get through the streets. There's immigrants everywhere, and there's violence all over the place. And not to mention, they are going after a political opponent, and it is obvious that they're abusing their power. Now, I don't even think about going to New York. It would have to be a family member call me and say, we're in trouble, so-and-so is sick, come see him. Yeah, that's it. That's about it. But don't be, if they gave me a free ticket, if they like, we want you to come and visit New York, you get to go on a tour. Not going. Because they have ruined that joint. The reputation is shot. It's unreal. And I'm not even going to be able to get to some of the other clips I had about New York, what's going on up there. But let's continue.
James going after Donald Trump. But listen, Donald Trump would love to sell these stocks faster than the GOP sold out the American people today, but we know he can't do that right away. But this, I think, is a big win for Trump. And I think, you got to watch over your friends that have stage 3 or higher Trump derangement syndrome today, because they're probably going to be doing pretty poorly today. But yeah, this is a big win for him one way or the other to see him get this kind of evaluation. It's funny because they threw him off Twitter, banned him from social media. Yeah. He starts his own company. Now he's got a $3 billion windfall. So.
Oh, snap, because he's tough, London. He's tough, London. He's tough, London. You telling me the more they punch him, the stronger he gets? He's tough, London. Okay. I mean, this man is brilliant. I saw somebody get up there and try to attack Trump based on the fact that he has had some businesses that have failed, bankruptcy. It was Candace Owens on Charlemagne, this insane in the brain, not Charlemagne. And they were talking about, He was like, why Trump? Why support Trump? And she dropped some reasons out there. And then he was like, really? Even though after all his businesses and stuff, you know, he had businesses to fail. And I'm thinking to myself, so you would rather, you know, I really want to be like, okay, so if Trump gave you all of his money based on his success right now, would you not take it because you're looking at his past failures? I mean, would you look at it? Would you, if you were rich right now after overcoming obstacles, would you look in the rearview mirror? Only reason you would look in the rearview mirror is not to feel bad and say, man, look at all my failures. It would be, look at my triumph over all of those obstacles. How many folks start businesses and some of them fail and they overcome it and then go on to make billions of dollars? Most people who try, they'll fail. If you're lucky, they might try one more time. And if that don't go well, then they're done. But to have multiple businesses, some of them went bankrupt. He's like, okay, fine. That one's over. Let's focus on this and to overcome that. So this guy would rather look at that. It's like he just is not able to see the current state that Trump is in, not, you know, including all of these people attacking him for the money they're trying to steal from him. I'm talking without all of that crap. The man is rich. So that right there should be the focus. How did you get there? If I wanted to know how to overcome obstacles, if I wanted to know how to negotiate and push past all types of inertia and go on to reach success, I would be hanging out with Donald Trump. I wouldn't be hanging out with the guy that got lucky. You know, yeah, well, I don't know how I made all the money. I just, my first business still just popped and it was great and I didn't have no adversity. I would be going, well, you know what, that's good and all, but not everybody's lucky. Show me the ins and outs of how to negotiate past this and go forward. You know, teach me the game. And this guy's like, well, even with all his business failings, if all of his business failings hurt him, he wouldn't be rich now. People don't think like that. They don't think like that. So now another one of his ventures is about to kick him out $3 billion. $3 billion. I wonder if Tish is going to go after that too.
Props to Trump.
It's almost like maybe Letitia James is trying to go after him for political purposes. Listen to this. Listen to this tape from when she was running for office.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see it.
No one is above the law, including this illegitimate president.
That's the one.
And so, I look forward.
Here's my favorite one coming up.
I look forward to going into the office of Attorney General.
Yeah, I do have a set time. It's 7 o'clock. 7 until, I give myself until 9. But unfortunately, tonight, I didn't get off of work until late. I had to rush home, literally. I didn't get a chance to edit none of these clips. I just threw them in the software. I was like, let's roll. Let's roll. Came in with my skull cap on and my work glasses. So y'all have to forgive me for I think I started like 7:20 or something like that. But yeah, sometimes it's going to be like that. At least I didn't bail out on the whole show. Sometimes I'm just too tired and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna have to. But tonight I was like, nah, I got a little energy. I got to talk about Teflon Don, who pulled a Trump card out on Laquifa at the last second. She probably was sitting over there with the tape, had the people to board up the window. Okay, all right, guys, I don't think he's going to come in with the money. I think we're good. Get ready to go ahead and confiscate the keys and not the what? What happened? And we're about to find out what happened.
Every day, suing him, defending your rights, and then going home.
Will you sue him for us?
This is my favorite.
We're going to definitely sue him. We're going to be a real pain in the
Wow. No motive there, Laquifa. Here's some random chick. Look at them. Look at those evil people. Look at those fascists. That's what they are. Can you imagine a conservative attorney general boasting about, oh yeah, when I get in, and I'm going to sue Joe Biden, I'm going to be a real pain in his butt. For what? Because he's illegitimate and he's just, he's Joe Biden. She has no predicate whatsoever. This lady is asking her a question about, would you just do the, oh yes. I mean, devious. And yet somehow this woman was able to sue this man. This is fascinating, man. This, I mean, who's above her? Like what court or what entity would say, wait a minute, you can't do this? I mean, just because you got the highest law position in New York, it gotta be somebody above you that would say, hold up. It would be different if we didn't have ample amounts of video footage of you promising to go after this man's finances. We're going to be looking into his finances. We're going to be looking into his businesses. That right there is predetermined prosecution. And yet they let her do it and nobody brings it up. When you get on the news and check out the fake news, they're pretending that this woman is doing her duty. She's legit. She's just following the law wherever it leads her to. And I'm saying, look at this video. Look how evil she is.
He's going to know my name personally.
President Trump cannot avoid justice in the great state of New York.
The Letitia James crusade against Donald Trump is disgusting and is a threat to every American.
Thank you, Vivek. It is a threat to every American, and that is why Trump is becoming more popular. The more they attack him, the more people say, that could be me.
When you have prosecutors who are elected to office on a promise of going after one particular individual as she campaigned on, then go on to keep a campaign promise using the legal system to do it, it's unjust. And this particular case reveals how ugly that is. In this case, you're talking about a crime for which there was literally no identifiable victim.
No victim? Wait a minute. I just saw Laquifa with her nasty friend up here joking and laughing about going after Trump for something. For something. See, yeah, she don't need to explain what that thing is. She just said, I'm going to be a pain in his butt. And when the chick said, are you going to sue him? She didn't say, I'm going to sue him for this or that. She just said, oh, I'm going to sue him. I'm going to be a pain in his butt. So in other words, I'm going to abuse my power. I'm going to get in office. And then I'm going to say, okay, now what can we do to stop this guy? Any dirt we got on? No dirt? No dirt? Oh, man. Okay, so let me think what I could come up with. I'm sure he got some evil business dealings. No evil business dealings. So did anybody put the word out that anybody wants to sue Trump over his business dealings? You can come and call me. Oh, nobody returned the calls? Nobody returned the calls. We didn't get no one calling the line. Now, the Trump, I hate Trump hotline. Nobody called that and said, yeah, actually, he took advantage of me financially. So what did she do? Made it up. Full blown made one up. Like, man, since we don't have any victims, nobody's complaining, I can't find no dirt on him. Let's just say that somehow he got all these business dealings because he lied about the amount of his property. Wow. And the bank itself didn't call in and say, yeah, he did. In fact, the bank said, hey, we ain't have a problem with it. It was great.
The people who did business with Donald Trump weren't individual consumers. They were sophisticated financial institutions who made money from their dealings.
Made money?
And yet Letitia James is using a consumer protection statute to literally make up numbers and say, hey, you have hundreds of millions of dollars in penalties that you owe. You have bond to post by a particular date of an unreasonable magnitude that even no billionaire is regularly able to meet.
Wow. I mean, that sounds like a banana republic. That's what that sounds like. So let me understand this again. Laquifa just decided, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make up everything. Like Democrats do. Like banana republics do. Yeah, like dictators do. Like fascists do. Like Marxists do. Just I'm going to make up everything. Make up numbers. Make up a crime that has never, ever taken place. They ain't never prosecute anything like this. You don't have any predicate. You can't refer to nothing. You can't refer to past situations like this. Like, this is a first. We're making it up as we go, literally. This is unreal. And then they wonder why folks are going, this ain't right. We see the game now. See, it might have been cute and funny at first, but my Trump derangement syndrome only goes so far if I still got a little common sense left. Thus, they're hemorrhaging a lot of supporters.
And to say, if you don't do it, I'm going to start seizing your property. It's disgusting. It is a threat to not only private property, but threat to the justice system and to the rights of every American. But the good news is there is an argument to push back against this in short order. And that's the Eighth Amendment.
Oh, snap. Now, isn't it going to be great when all of this stuff goes to the Supreme Court and it comes out that all of these people were bootleg in their attempts to destroy and prosecute Trump, just like those people who tried to get him off the ballot and the Supreme Court took it up. And it just goes to show how dumb all of those, judges out there, and I think it was Colorado. And I know they're like, crap. We knew we were making some stupid judgments and stuff. We know we're political. We know we're political. And it took the Supreme Court 9-0 to have to reveal just how political these people were. The question would be, how did y'all even come up with that? You know, I mean, all 9 of us, we all straight went across the board and said, no, what is this? What kind of crap is this? And you're telling me you all out there in Colorado or wherever it was decided somehow. I mean, good luck trying to ever make it to the Supreme Court. I mean, if one of us kicked the bucket, how can we trust y'all to not be political? It's unreal. That was so political. So yeah, I hope Laquisha James get embarrassed. If this goes up to the Supreme Court, I hope they remove all of these charges. I hope they go ahead and reveal just how corrupt this decision was. Reverse it all, shut it down. Same thing with Jack Smith and whoever else. All of these people going after him. I hope that it gets revealed through a judgment that is higher than them, showing that these things are unconstitutional. It's crazy that y'all have done this. And it reveals that y'all did it purely for politics.
The 8th Amendment prevents the imposition of excessive bail or excessive fines.
Now, ain't that crazy? The people who want to get rid of bail for everybody. Talking about folks can't afford it. Folks, we need to get rid of bail. What? Oh, you push somebody into the third rail and they died? I let them out. Oh, wait, you went on a stabbing spree? Let them out. Yeah, all of that stuff. But Trump, oh, yeah. We want to go ahead and enforce that bail. You got 30 days.
And if there's ever an example that meets that to a T, it's the bond that's been demanded of Donald Trump in this disgusting New York Letitia James-led prosecution. This is an opportunity for the Supreme Court to step in and say, no, we're not going to stand for this kind of lawfare. Whether it's against Donald Trump or a Democrat, it's wrong. We don't want to empower prosecutors to be able to use bond and bail or bonds as a way of effectively achieving a goal that they couldn't achieve through the front door, which is bankrupting an opponent, even stopping them from being able to appeal those decisions.
Thank you, Vivek. See, they couldn't achieve it through the front door. They're using, of course, warfare. That's what it is. They're just straight up using the legal warfare. Well, you know what? We're going to shut him down through bogus charges and stuff like that. To the point where it's so obvious that the people now are supporting Trump. They have created the population to become a juror. Lawfare. There it is. That's what it's called. That's the term that means they're using the law to go after him. So now what's happening is the population have become the jury. They're finding Trump not guilty. They're looking at this and they're going, what do you think about this? You think it's a little obsessive? How many indictments for? Oh, wait, didn't they impeach this guy twice? I'm starting to think that maybe the system is against him. That's what I'm thinking. So now popular opinion is coming in and they're starting to support Trump and the Democrats are scratching their dome. They don't get it.
That's un-American. It needs to end now, not just for the protection of Donald Trump, but for the protection of every American.
Thank you, Vivek.
Donald Trump vowing to fight New York Attorney General.
Look at that big face. You see that big nasty mug? A close-up on it. Dang on it. Yeah, I bet you she got about 7 cans of paint just to cover that face. That's how big that face is. I thought we can't use regular makeup. Somebody go get house paint. We need something a little thicker. And, that little thing of makeup is not going to do it. Whole thing of house paint, dump it on her head. Ah, man, she makes me so mad.
General Letitia James and her attempt to seize his properties. The former president's attorneys appealing that $454 million bond ahead of the Monday deadline. Trump telling, I'll fight this all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court if necessary. They can't take away your property before you've had a chance to appeal the decision of a Trump-hating, incompetent judge who has been overturned more than any judge in the state.
Yeah, that's Judge Moron I think he's talking about. Judge Moron and Laquisha. Those two that are in cahoots. These two. Let me go find a raggedy, corrupt, Trump-hating judge that we can sit back and be, all right, now, it don't matter what they present, what evidence, we're going to come to the same conclusion. You still with me, right? Now, here's the deal. Once I go ahead present some bogus information, some bogus, charges. I need you to find him guilty. Now, when you find him guilty, we got to hurt him deep. See, we need to stuff him up when it comes down to his money. See, so I need you to come up with a crazy number that you straight pulled out of your butt that you ain't even able to justify. There it is. I'm not even able to justify this number, but don't worry about it. I'm Judge Moron. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that number out there.
So, it really is amazing when you step back and think about this. Bernie Madoff had a $10 million bond, and he defrauded thousands of people out of tens of billions of dollars. Yeah. And Donald Trump defrauded no one. Everybody wanted to do business with him at the end of the deal, and he's facing a $554 million bond.
Now, isn't that crazy? Remember the young boy that was donating to all the Democrats that had that Jerry curl, the little white kid with the Jerry curl? Him. This dude defrauded all those people and he had a what? How much was his bond? Wait a minute. And yet Trump, they say Trump's not getting fair treatment. I mean, he's being treated special.
Out of tens of billions of dollars, and Donald Trump defrauded no one. Everybody wanted to do.
Let me see how much he had to pay.
Bernie Madoff had a $10 million bond, and he defrauded thousands of people.
10 million. 10 million, y'all. Yeah, that was all over the news. That man defrauded everybody.
Out of tens of billions of dollars, and Donald Trump defrauded no one. Everybody wanted to do business with him at the end of the deal, and he's facing a $554 million bond.
And they think we don't see this. And when Trump pulls a Trump card and slides out, right when they think they got him, they come out and say Trump's beating the system. The justice system is helping Trump. Trump is, he thinks he's above the law. And I'm saying, so y'all think we're stupid when we are able to look at this guy who should have been thrown under the slammer, and he has a $10 million bond, and you get Trump, who no victims, none. That man had victims scattered everywhere. And he get a $10 million bond. Whatever happened to that dude? Have they made a verdict on him? I'm sitting there like, well, shouldn't he be under the jail somewhere? Oh, he probably protected by his Democrat friends because he did give him a lot of money. Yeah. But nonetheless, none of that with Trump. And they give him this crazy type bond. Now, if you don't think something's fishy, then you ain't never ate a fish. Let's continue.
Make this make sense to me.
Yeah, Charlie, I wish I could, but the fact pattern for this case is that he took out a loan, he paid that loan back with interest, and somehow he is civilly liable now for this amount. It's an outrageous miscarriage of justice. It is inconsistent with our fundamental constitutional rights to due process. Prevention against excessive fines under the 8th Amendment to the Constitution. So this case, I just think is completely outrageous.
It is. So what you're telling me, my man, is that Trump did exactly what we all say. This is a perfect example of capitalism. Perfect example of a good business decision, a good business partner, a good businessman, an honorable person that pays back their loans on time with interest. He did everything right. But this nasty, big, cankle-having chick decided that, nope, that's not the example that we want. Now, I bet you the banks are all going, that's the perfect example. No, what are you talking about? We want every person that we loan money to look at that and say, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. Boom, 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 boom. This is how you do it. They're probably singing that right now in the bank with Trump's picture up. This is how you do it. Boom, 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 boom. This is how you do it. That's what they're probably singing. And here she is like, nope, that's not, you know what? See, he took advantage of something. He defrauded somebody. I don't know who he defrauded, but I'm going to make something up. That's all she did. Just straight up. And they're going, now, if he's not the perfect example of how to do a business loan and pay it back, who is? Who is? Man, they can't even make this make sense. It's unreal.
New York needs to restore its greatness, but it's on a downward slide, and I don't understand why the governor and why a judge would make this decision.
Bandana Republic. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. That's why they would make that decision. Remember, the governor. Now look, wait, hey. Look, business people, don't go away. That ain't gonna happen to you. It's only for Trump. It's only for Trump. Okay? It's only for Trump. Because he don't know how to behave. See, that's what it is. That's why he got it. This special treatment for Trump. Oh, I can't say that. Then that means that we are actually going after Trump because of that. Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that, right? Yeah, you probably shouldn't have. That let us all know that y'all are cooking up something special for Trump. But the problem is you use it for somebody else if they get out of line too. If they get away with this, that's the blueprint of how to control business or powerful people that don't play ball.
New York troopers, going into Trump Tower.
The protesters have been, they've been dispersed by the police. The police are here. They are making sure that the trucks can gain entry and also leave. They started blocking the roads, preventing delivery trucks from entering to pick up for delivery around 1 o'clock this morning.
New York City's shut down and the road to economic recovery has been rocky.
Good.
On the left.
Now, granted, I feel bad for the New Yorkers. But man, unfortunately, when you get evil, powerful people that are so power hungry that their decisions start to hurt the people. The people might tolerate some manipulation, some gaslighting, long as it don't start manifesting itself in their everyday lives. Like, okay, we hate Trump, but we're still doing well. We hate Trump, but we're not recognizing Democrats' corruption and policies that are hurting us. Now it's starting to come back. The crime is up. Immigrants, legal immigrants everywhere, all in their state and city, and yet they're going after Trump. This is the stuff that makes people say, well, I need to take a second look at this Trump thing. Okay, here's these folks putting all their attention into stopping this man, and this ain't the man that's opening up sanctuary cities in our area. Yeah, this ain't the man that's soft on crime. In fact, he's the one that's going, look at New York. It's a mess. Queen Latifah ain't doing that. She's up there trying to lay down the law and get money from rich people. That's what she's trying to do and stop Trump.
Experts say larger, denser urban areas that rely on office and tech workers continue to struggle. So we zoomed in on Lower Manhattan.
I don't want to come back.
It's sad to see that a lot of the shops have closed. It looks a lot different than it used to.
Don't worry. Latifah's to the rescue. She's to the rescue. She's on her way after she get finished suing Trump and going home. Yeah, that's what she needs to finish doing. Then she'll be on her way. So I advise all of you New Yorkers to start spreading the news. Do. We're leaving today. Do. We've got to get up out of here. New York. Do. They should all be going across the bridge singing. Like this. As they all leave New York.
But the Washington Post claims bankruptcy might be the way out. Meanwhile, Donald Trump took to Truth Social yesterday to slam the massive bond, warning in part, quote, numerous businesses have ended plans to relocate into New York because of the fabricated witch hunt against me. They see what is going on and want no part of it.
The Trump backlash. They're not getting it still. Somebody said no volume. What happened to my volume? Check, make sure it's just, not just your device. Somebody said my volume. Buffering. I'm buffering? What? Yeah, I heard am I buffering? You're good here? Audio is fine? Okay, well, then we got to keep rolling. So if, try your own troubleshooting with if you start buffering or something like that, just go ahead and refresh and see what happens. And if it's still jacked up, then we'll go ahead and go from there. So yeah, there we go. Oh, well, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Hey, Jesse's here. Jesse needs to ask this guy about this. Maybe he can give us a little take on it. Here we go.
Gnashing their teeth, Tish James, at seizing properties. And people in the press are applauding. They're giggling.
Of course, because they're part of the regime as well. They're also a part of the Marxist movement. Yeah, so we know that from day one. We've been watching their handiwork for, several years now? They're not even hiding it. Remember last week, y'all? It was a bloodbath. It was a bloodbath. Everybody was taking a bloodbath. Y'all don't remember that? Yeah, and the folks in Trump's audience was cheering for a bloodbath. That's right. We all wanted to take a bath in blood. There you go. See, that's how they work.
This is bloodthirsty.
Okay, now you're talking. You're right. This is hurting the American brand. What's going on in New York it has nothing to do with Trump. That case is over. What's going on now is concerning financial markets all around the world, because in the United States, and everybody, I don't care what color you are, red or blue or independent, doesn't matter. We are the bastion of safety when it comes to investing large pools of capital. That's what America represents. We have property rights, we have an appellate system, we have law people trust, and we give you good returns with the least amount of resistance. Yeah. And what's happening in New York is tainting the American brand. What? I mean, seizing assets after 22 days? In a bankruptcy court, you get years to resolve this.
Wow. So you telling me, Mr. Smart Businessman, that they're making special provisions for Trump? That's what you're telling me? Uh-huh. So you get years normally? But we're about to watch some people say, just because Trump's fine was reduced, he's got special treatment, y'all. Remember the one guy at the beginning of my show, Grace? They showed him grace, y'all, for giving him, 22 days or something to pay $455 million. Showed him grace. But this man right here is trying to tell us that, no, that's not how things normally work. This is a very obvious attempt to stop this man, to demoralize this man, to bankrupt this man, to humiliate this man, and destroy his life. That's what it's designed to do.
This is not a good look on New York. It doesn't matter this Trump. It could be anybody. I think that's very bad for the American brand. And I also would argue that you think about if this is going to help New Yorkers, they should be asking for better management. I'm very disturbed. And the way I look at it, and I speak to many institutional capital fronts, including sovereign wealth, because I'm trying to buy TikTok right now. So I'm running all around the world trying to raise $30-40 billion.
Well, if he buys TikTok, I might get on it. Everybody been telling me, Kev, you'll blow up on TikTok. I'm like, yeah. The Chinese still on it. I'm not sure if I trust it yet. But let's continue. That's neither here nor there.
And they all ask me the same thing. We're watching this New York thing play out. It looks to everybody like it was some dress-up court day when the parents were out and everybody got dressed up in robes and had fun acting out some court trial.
Right.
When are the adults coming back into this?
They're not, because Democrats run it. They run everything like kids. Did y'all not see clips from that trial the other day? Well, not a trial, but the hearings the other day about Joe Biden. And the Democrats went ahead and did what they always do, play dress up in theater. Alexandria comes out talking about some RICO. It's not a crime. He's a guy who lives down the street from me that used to come into the bar. I'm just exaggerating. I'm just kidding. But they were out there doing stuff like that. They were out there walking in with Vladimir Putin mask on, waving at the people. That's what Democrats do. See, so they all act so unprofessional, like children. Antics, a whole bunch of shenanigans, antics, and all of that mess, hoping that they'll be taken seriously. But serious people see through it. They're looking at this going, man, this is such a show trial. It was like the J6 trial. It was so choreographed. I'm sitting here watching clips of that and I'm going, this is a badly written soap opera. Bad actors sent those 3 sorry police officers out there. I'm so scared for my life. Blasé Ford, another soap opera. He's so brave. Would you like a drink of water?
Yes, I'd like a drink of water.
So fake. Everything about what they do is showy and it's fake and it looks like a high school production. That's what it looks like.
Are no adults yet.
Well, you have, again, a rogue prosecutor like Letitia James, who has, a political base that is in favor of her actions. And then you have a judge that in Manhattan that's willing to go along with it. No one is above the law. Gee, that's the one thing she's right on. But nobody is below the law either. And American citizens shouldn't be targeted individually for their political beliefs.
So wait. So when they're going after Trump and the fake news think they're getting him, they always use the excuse that no one's above the law. That's why Trump is being attacked. That's why he's being prosecuted. That's why he's been indicted. But then when he gives them the slip Then they revert to Trump is above the law. Isn't that crazy? When they think that the shenanigans are going to work out to stop him, their excuse to try to pacify the public into thinking that, no, this ain't special for Trump. No, we ain't doing this for political reason. How would it look if Trump was able to get away with these things? No one's above the law until he outplays them, and then all of a sudden, look, he's above the law. Isn't that crazy how that works? So when Trump uses the law to circumvent their obvious political attacks, they claim that him using a legal process to do this is him being above the law, as they use the legal process with no predicate or nothing to attack this man. So let's continue, because I want to hear a little more about Laquifa and her attempts to steal Donald Trump's property, because that's exactly what it is. Straight up stealing.
It's exactly what's happening to Donald Trump in these blue jurisdictions. And it's just lawfare at its absolute worst. And again, if this continues and is allowed to happen by these appeals courts and the Supreme Court, then I think you're going to end up with a collapse of the American justice system, and the American people are not going to have faith in the system.
Yeah, because mine is shot. I ain't going to even lie to y'all. My faith in the system is shot. Right about now, I'm like, my hope is built on nothing less than Jesus Christ and righteousness. Because right about now, the justice system, I'm like, I know Lady Justice is supposed to be blind, but for the last 8 years, we've seen her peeking out. No, she ain't even peeking out from under the blindfold. She done removed that mug. She out there with binoculars looking around like, all right, let me see. That's how bad they have abused our justice system. So I don't trust it. It has to be a revamp. It has to be house cleaning. And I'm talking about some deep scrubbing for me to say, all right, now I kind of trust it. And that starts with getting rid of these dang on intel agencies. I'm concerned about them. They have contributed a lot to this, big time. Get rid of their tails and stop letting these globalists interfere in our politics. Burns me up. We should make sure folks that over in Davos can't even send money and be supporting these folks like this. This chick is backed by evil people. Same with all the rest of them.
Well, exactly. You know, obviously, this has been a somewhat of a political boon for the president, especially with, clips like that of Letitia James clearly trying to make a political statement out of all of it. And I think ultimately she's going to wind up helping getting him reelected, at which point I hope her voters will hold her accountable for that.
And I hope her voters hold her accountable for the optics that it has really shined on New York. They're getting blasted in every category, as this chick is abusing her power, going after Trump, which makes businesses go, well, not only am I dealing with crime, illegal immigrants running all over the place, now I got to worry about a rogue prosecutor. Maybe I should go ahead and move my stuff down to Florida or, some other state, Texas, or somewhere where they got some sense. Not only is that happening, but then you also have crime running rampant. And the prosecutors chasing Trump. Then you got the streets filled with illegal immigrants. And the prosecutors chasing Trump. So business is fleeing. People are mad because what is all this violence? Why are we doing something about this? And also, where are all these people coming from? And why ain't nobody doing anything about it? Well, they're all caught up trying to stop Trump. There you go. So the people need to punish them all. All of them. But I question if we got enough common sense people to do it. I downloaded a clip today about AOC and the lack of support that she's receiving in her area, because her area has completely collapsed into an S-hole ran area. Venezuela in her area, in the Queens. I'm like, you know what? I'm just AOC from the Bronx, from Queens, and all of that mess. And now it's a mess. And if she gets back in, I'm like, what? What kind of home cooking she got? I can't believe she made it round two.
But in terms of the legal process, are those quotes from her? Are they going to be actionable in a courtroom?
Thank you.
In an appeal, or in how does this play out in the long run?
Thank you. The quotes we heard earlier of Queen Laquifa out there talking about, oh yes, I'm going to be a pain in this butt. I would love to see what Clarence Thomas got to say about that. I would love for that to go to the Supreme Court and Exhibit A, B, C, D, E, and F, and G is Queen Latifah all over the internets promising that she would go after Trump if she was elected without even identifying a reason. No reason. In fact, it's impossible to identify a reason before you get in. You wouldn't have access to any knowledge about what it is you would be going after Trump over. You're running for the office. You're not in the office. It ain't like you can be like, all right, let's open up an investigation into Trump. You're straight just saying, I know he's guilty of something. And if y'all elect me, I'll go find it. So yeah, I want to get that in front of a Supreme Court as evidence, a real Supreme Court, as evidence of a bogus trial. Let's continue.
Yeah, certainly there'll be context for the appeal, but the appeal is so strong on its merits because again, you have no victim that complained about any of this alleged fraud. You have a business transaction.
That's hard to overcome. Man, if it does make it to the Supreme Court, you might not even have to get to Latifah's, statements and stuff on the internets. It might start off with, okay, now bring in the victim. There's no victim? So why are we here again? Oh, because Queen Latifah made it up. She's the victim. The Democrat Party is the victim. The fake news is the victim. Yeah, these globalists is the victims. Those are the victims. So she made all this mess up. So let me get this straight. How dumb are you going to look in front of a real legitimate court when you stand there and say, actually, we don't know why we're here. No one ever complained about Trump deceiving them, including the bank who did their research. He paid them back and some, and they want to continue doing business with him. So we're kind of like befuddled. We don't know why we're. Could you explain that, Latifah? Could you tell the Supreme Court why we're here again and who's the victim? And watch how dumb she looks standing there in front of them, trying to make that mess up again. Because Judge Moron won't be there. It'll be real legitimate judges.
Or a series of transactions that involve just loans that were paid back with interest. And so I just think appeals courts want to look.
Somebody said care for SCOTUS. Darn right. Come in there with a nice robe on too. There, man, I'd be like, I got to go ahead and pimp this robe out. You know what I'm saying? All right, order in this court, dang on it. Kevin, you're not able to do that. You don't have the gavel. I don't? Oh, I'm sorry. Can I do it the next time? No? Okay. So wait, you're the... Okay. Just kidding. Can I bring my own gavel? No? Okay. All right, let's continue. Yeah, have a great time on that Supreme Court. But let's continue. Here we go. All right, let me get serious.
Look at this and say, where is the crime? Where is the fraud? And they're going to be very suspicious, especially since this penalty, this $454 million or whatever the number continues to grow by the day with interest calculations. There is no basis for that. There's nothing to tether it to. There is
nothing. You can't tether it to nothing. See, so you tell me you're gonna go to the Supreme Court and be like, all right, they gave Donald Trump a $455 million fine. Okay, so what was that for, state? What was that for? For him being Trump and to stop him from winning the election. Oh, wait. Oh, shoot, we shouldn't have said that. Okay, it was for him defrauding somebody. Who? Somebody has defrauded the American people or defrauded. Well, did anybody complain or sign a complaint or make a complaint? Or no? Okay. All right. Well, did the bank complain? No. So who has the problem with this? We do. Who is we? Me, Queen Latifah. I got the problem. I would love to see her mumble through defending this attack if she had to go and defend this against the Supreme Court. As they sit there and ask her key questions that make her look so stupid. So let me get this straight. You bring this case into here, and you're telling me that not only did you give him a crazy amount for a fine, but nobody complained. Where does the money go to? Who gets the money? Don't you have to compensate the victim of the crime? Shouldn't this money go back to whoever was defrauded? So nobody was defrauded? So you get the money, Laquifa? You get to do what you want with the money? Get out of here. That's what the Supreme Court should be saying. Not to mention, you probably should be disbarred. Let's continue.
No, it's no multiple of anything. It's not, the amount that anybody lost. And so I think that this number is completely arbitrary and capricious and just pulled out of thin air to punish Donald Trump and, most likely to have some relation to the amount of liquid cash that he had previously reported on public reports when he was president.
There it is. That means how much did he, report? Okay, so then let's pick a number to where he won't be able to just pull that cash out and pay this off. That's what it came down to. They looked at how much he's worth or how much he reported he's worth and said, what's a number that would cripple him? A number that he wouldn't be able to just immediately say, oh, that's it? All right, go down and write a check. Let's get this over. So they picked a number that they knew it would be a hurdle and an obstacle, hoping that he would fail. They gave him the assignment and said, and just do tomorrow. Yeah, 18-page book report, just do tomorrow. So we all know what it's about. Hold on, Siri is up here. She thinks I called her or something. Shut up, Siri. Why is Siri up here waiting for me? I don't want you. All right, you're probably listening to everything I got to say. All right, let's continue though. Exposing Laquifa.
Well, it clearly is an attempt to try to destroy him, both on a political way and also in a personal way as well.
What happens if he doesn't get that money together and how that might roll out? Andrew, we don't know, but what do you think?
Well, not only would Letitia James start the seizure of the property, but he could lose his appellate rights. Now, there is a appeal currently pending with the appellate division where Donald Trump lays out the ask for a stay on the $500 million fine that has to be filed ahead of the appeal. He lays it out in good order. He says that the statute specifically allows it. He's got examples of when it was used. He has examples of why the judge is likely to be overruled by the appellate court in this.
So wait, so Trump and his people actually know the law? You're telling me they're professional? They're laying it out. They're not winging it like Laquifa and Judge Moron? You gotta be kidding me. I wonder if Judge Moron and Laquifa knows about all this stuff. Or they're just like, all right, that we have no idea what we're doing. Let's just make it up like Fat Fanny and the rest of them, just making stuff up.
Case, and he of course has a very strong argument with the Eighth Amendment. So he really has a strong argument. I'm disappointed that the court didn't come out on Friday with a decision on that. I think their credibility depends on it. We've seen how badly Judge Engoron was kind of dragged through the mud about his
Monday, because this was on Friday. But it's today. Today is Monday. Let's see what they got to say currently. Let's see.
Bias and his prejudice through the course of this. I think the appellate court wants to maintain their neutrality here, and they should. I really, again, would have hoped them to have come out with a decision yesterday, but by Monday midday, I would hope that they have something.
And they did.
Andrew, so much of this is unprecedented anyway. But why couldn't Judge do just that and just say, all right, we don't come up and make him come up with $500 million. I mean, he's not a flight risk. He's the most recognizable face on the planet.
But he's Trump. You see? It's unprecedented because it's Trump. Not to mention, he's not a flight risk, but he's Trump. It's not about them following years and years of stature and all of these, very obvious procedures you're supposed to go through. It's not about that. It's about completely making it up for Trump. That's what it's about. Man ain't going nowhere. They done gagged him. They know that he ain't going nowhere. And yet they're still doing all of this and lying to us and saying that, no, it's not politics.
Well, nowhere for him to hide. It's not as if he's going to try to hide. So what would be the harm of, I don't know, $100 million bond or anything like that?
To handicap him, that's what it is. It's to hurt his pockets. It's to damage the man so that he can't really function like he needs to function. See, that first time he ran in 2016, he used a lot of his own money. He didn't rely on a lot of money from big donors, from globalists, all of that mess. And that right there put him in a position, in a pickle. They couldn't call him up like Trump. I need you to go ahead and back off of this because remember we hooked you up? Remember that favor we had did for you? That put him in a category that all the other politicians were not in. Yeah, so all of them were controllable. Trump, they like, he's a wild card. This dude knows about us, but he's not us. He's chilled with us and he's worked with us in regards to the system that we created, but he never joined the system. And we can't call no favors. We ain't got no dirt on him. We got to hurry up and make up for lost time. Make up some dirt, backdate some dirt. And then try to cripple this man financially because he's using his resources to bypass a whole bunch of garbage we normally would stick it to somebody else in. See, so he's a serious threat to them and they want to dig into his pockets.
Well, I'm as confused on that one as you, but we can look to what Letitia James says on that. Her argument on that is, number one, the statute doesn't provide for an exception to the payment. She's wrong on that. The law allows for it. There's precedent on that, but that's
Plus,
what she
this
says.
payment and this punishment is unlike any in history.
Unlike any history.
Such a law has been enacted and enforced in history. So that seems specious to me, but go ahead.
Y'all hear that first for everybody. No, well, not everybody. Trump. Yeah. First time to ever try to go after Trump or anybody like this. Yeah. This type of dang on judgment. First time. The amount. First time. Oh, getting Trump off the ballot. First time. 2 impeachments. First time. 4 indictments. First time. Invading his house at Mar-a-Lago. President. Yeah. First time. All of these first times for Trump. And we're supposed to think this is normal. Is the man that evil? How does he keep getting away with all of this evilness if he's that guilty? It should be obvious. It should be case closed and shut. Yeah, but when you got to go ahead and explain crimes that normal people can't even understand, that means you're making it up. When you are what the statute says, the 13th Amendment, what the back in the 1800s, there was a, when you got to go through all of that, and normal people are saying, hey, did he steal something? Did he attack somebody or hurt somebody? No? Okay. So what are y'all talking about? What is all this garbage you're coming up with? Why are y'all using terms that are outdated, insurrection, but you're bringing it back for some reason? Well, why are y'all doing that? Because you're making stuff up.
Well, you're right on. And when you look at the law, the idea of having this payment ahead of the appeal is to make sure that people aren't judgment proof, or they're not going to leave the jurisdiction or somehow waste the property that they need in order to pay the judgment. That's not an issue with Donald Trump. He doesn't have it in cash, he says, in his filings, but he has it in his real estate. That's a perfectly reasonable excuse under these circumstances.
But these aren't reasonable people. They're Marxists. They're the real fascists. They're the real banana republic. That's why none of those things matter to them. They're not going after off of how normal people or people have been treated in the courts through years and years, down through years and years. They're not going off of that. They're going off of their real goal and agenda, which is stop Trump. And regular rules, regular procedures don't do that. See, that's why we got to speed up all these trials. See, we got to hurry up, man. Push this mess through. That's why we got to go after him for something stupid like, you know what, he declassified information. He took it from that. We got to do that stuff. We got to hurry it up. But yet we're trying to tell y'all that Trump is getting away with all this because he's above the law. He's getting away with it is because these folks are abusing their power. It's obvious. And then when it escalates to other courts that actually have integrity, they start to shut it down or they make an adjustment to push it back. And then all of a sudden they all start whining about Trump beating the system. Trump's beating the system. Thank God for the Supreme Court that hasn't been compromised at this point. What will we do without them? If the Democrats get their hand on that, we in big trouble.
Circumstances to have the security of the judgment there, but to not have it in that cash form that's necessary for the bond. So all of the reasons are there for an exception in this case. And then we really can't forget about the Eighth Amendment. Even if his time passes on Monday, where he cannot no longer file the appeal, I do think he still has appellate options under extraordinary writs to ask for relief because the Eighth Amendment has been violated. My concern is that it will eliminate or reduce his ability to appeal on some of the other issues. But even if he doesn't come up with it, there are still paths to appeal this, and Letitia James will move forward however she moves forward. But I think this is something that could weave its way to the Supreme Court.
Now, I don't know about y'all, but for some reason, my gut always tell me that it's going to work out when it comes to Trump. They think they have his back up against the wall. They think they got him in a corner, And every time I'll be like, somehow he's going to be all right. It's going to work out somehow. I don't know what it is, but I just be like, Trump's going to beat this. He's going to get out of this. It's going to be revealed and exposed at some point that these people are fraudulent. We all know it. But at some point, I just think good is going to prevail. And that's what's happening so far. Now, I think it will continue to happen like that. And the only thing I think that would interfere, and this is my religious beliefs, if God decides that it's over, if God is finished dealing with America, then it don't matter what we do. It don't matter what we do. But right now, if God be before us, I don't think anybody can be against us. If God still has his hand on the U.S. and is going to give them one last shot at glory, I think that we're seeing his hand work when these people are bouncing off of Trump after throwing every arrow, every bullet, every grenade, and somehow he's just making his way through. Now watch what the media tries to explain the reason why Trump is getting through this stuff right here. Watch what their explanation is.
Well, I think about the normal person watching this, as someone who grew up in a very small business, wasn't the Trump business, so to speak, but you think about the way that government officials operate and the way they treat people in this country who build things, who provide jobs, who go to work every day, people who sign the fronts of checks, not just the backs of checks that are simply made with taxpayer dollars and taken away from industry and production. And Letitia James is the worst example of that. When she talks about confiscating these properties, well, they're not just properties, they're businesses with people in them that operate. There are hundreds, if not thousands of employees who are now, what position are they going to be in? Are they now going to lose their jobs? And they will. And for people like Letitia James and government bureaucrats like her, they are fine with that. Those are the eggs that have to be scrambled for them to get to their political goal.
Of course. That's how Democrats roll when it comes down to all their policies. See, everybody is a means to an end. Everybody is a casualty of war for them. They don't care about the people. They don't love American citizens. Yeah, they lie to us all the time about loving the people. See, remember, first of all, they're very clear. They definitely don't love white folks, middle to upper class, conservative white folks or rural white folks. And they definitely don't love Christians. Yeah, they don't love them. And all the rest of them, they only love you as long as you support their party. Or they can use you for their glory or their power or whatever. Other than that, you're all casualties. That's why they really don't worry about black lives in black neighborhoods that are being killed by black folks. They really don't care about that. Yeah, they really don't care about all of these illegal immigrants that are trafficked and all of the fentanyl that's killing a whole bunch of folks. Because see, that stuff ain't got nothing to do with them. It don't affect them. I mean, what they got to do is remain in power. And the way they're going to do that is bring all these folks in, okay, and make them citizens. Now, if we got to lose a couple million people or if these folks got to die along the way, hey, collateral damage. They'll send us off to war, and sometimes Republicans have done it too. And all them lies, okay, you think they care about the Ukrainians that are getting killed over there? As Joe Biden opens up his speech talking about Ukraine and sending money and how we got to defend their border, and they're over there taking it to the chin. And now that it's been a terrorist attack on Russia, Putin is like, now I'm about to get real serious. Whether Ukraine has done it or not, it looked pretty bad. And from what I can tell, there's a high probability that he might turn up the heat when it comes down to Ukraine. So what are we going to do about that? Just keep sending money over there? That's my question. See, stupid stuff like that. They don't care about all them Ukrainian lives. They're going, man, so what? The industrial military complex is getting paid. We're probably getting kickbacks. We're going to get some donations. We're going to get all this stuff. Yeah, I don't care if they blow through all of the young men in Ukraine. We'll keep pretending that more money and more weapons are going to one day turn the tide. They're disgusting.
Just stopping Donald Trump.
You know what? That's such a wonderful point. I'm just thinking, take the golf club, okay? All kinds of people, I'm going to call them middle class people, work on the grounds, the clubhouse, the kitchen, the greens, the lawns, every bloody thing. They make decent salaries, quote unquote. They work their tails off, and she could be shutting them down and their families down and their kids.
I worked at a golf club as a summer job in high school, right before college. I mean, there's plenty of people like that.
And Charlie,
they're ants. She crushed them like a cockroach with those big cankles. Godzilla up there tearing up New York. will step on those people like cockroaches, okay? Mean nothing to her, okay, man? She's all about power and serving those that put her in power. That allegiance of evil.
You know, he may have more time than we think and more appeals than we know about.
Well, certainly if he's going to wait and let her try to begin the proceedings of seizing a property, and I think Haiti's exactly right.
Somebody said Zelensky is behind that attack, and I'm going to tell you right now, for some reason my gut tells me that too, because from what I'm hearing, now they're already trying to spin that attack in Russia and say, oh, it was a false flag by Putin. Yeah, so he can finally go in and do what he wants to do to Ukraine. Now, you know, they're always going to... See, I'm mad that we're here at this point in history in our country where we can't trust our freaking government when it comes down to what's going on over there with evil dictators. Normally, we would automatically assume Putin was evil or other dictators were evil, and they were in the wrong. Now, after seeing what they've done to not only other countries, that we find out that, man, that wasn't right, but seeing what they've done to us and our own citizens and our president and all of that. Now I'm like, man, I don't trust. Y'all telling us it's a false flag, but y'all done dropped about 20 of them mugs on us. On us. And y'all telling us that the same thing, the pipeline. That Putin blew it up himself. And I'm going, are you kidding me? Y'all tried to say he blew his own pipeline. See, I don't want to have to feel like I can't even be patriotic if something goes down because I might be being duped into supporting a war that's manipulated by evil, corrupt people. So now I'm sitting there saying, well, they caught these 4 dudes. It ain't like these dudes blew themselves up. These 4 dudes been caught. And I'm pretty sure they gonna talk. They was already roughed up. Y'all see the pictures of them? One dude's eye was swollen up. See, Russia's not like us. Be gentle with them that actually killed a whole bunch of people and stuff like that. When you catch them, make sure you don't hurt them and respect their genders and make sure that when you approach them, you respect them. Don't call them terrorists. Don't call them out. No, they caught these folks and went to work on them. They gonna get that information out of these dudes. And word on the street is they was heading back to Ukraine. And why would they be heading back to Ukraine? Why would they be heading back to Ukraine? And then the other question is, if Zelensky did do this, he got to be the dumbest dude in the world. I mean, when it comes down to terrorist attack, that's when everybody loses their cool. Western countries, when they are victims, Western countries with guts, when they become a victim of a terrorist attack and innocent people get killed, not soldiers, that's when you take off the kid gloves. So if he wants to get his butt whooped real bad, that was the dumbest thing to do ever. You mess around, kill about 175 people, but now, all of a sudden, Putin like, now we ain't playing with y'all no more. Now we about to roll in the big guns and start to wear y'all tail out. So I hope somehow this gets resolved. It should have never got to where it's at. And then the word on the street is France and Poland is sending some voluntary troops over there. And I'm going, for what? What are y'all doing? So you send those troops over there. If they get the floor mopped with them, then all of a sudden y'all mad. And then, you know, if this escalates, this is going to be horrific. And it should have been stopped a long time ago. Only thing might be our saving grace when it comes down to Russia's commitment to doing whatever it's going to do is them maybe holding out to see what happens in this next election. But with Biden on the wheels of steel, please. They're going to run all over him, you know, and it's going to be a mess. And he ain't got the competency to negotiate anything. He's evil. Their lack of negotiations is what got us into that mess in the first place. And I say us because we're sending our money and our dang on equipment over there. But anyway, I'm sorry, y'all got me off onto the Putin and the Ukrainian thing. We're probably not going to finish this tonight. I'm going to finish the second half tomorrow.
The look is terrible, and Letitia James is going, along with this crackpot judge, are going to single-handedly get Donald Trump reelected on this nonsense.
No, that's it.
And I hope that since she campaigned on the whole premise that she was going to go after Donald Trump and she was going to get him, I hope voters remember that when she actually gets him reelected, because she threw the law out the window and decided to go after him and go after the rule of law and every law-abiding person in New York with all this nonsense. Bernie Madoff fleeced thousands of people out of tens of billions of dollars, and he had a $10 million bond. And you've got this. That's like what is this? I can't do math.
450 million.
Yeah, 50 times.
Actually, with these service charges, if you actually got a surety bond from an insurance company, commercial insurance company, with all of their costs and additional interest costs, there'd probably be about $550 million, which is an incredible number. $550 million, over $500 million.
Donald Trump fleeced no one. Everybody made money on the deal. Everybody on the other side of the table wanted to do more business with him after
the only people not happy is Letitia James.
There it is.
Bad judge.
There it is. So you're telling me they make a special wonton soup just for Trump? Y'all remember Eddie Murphy when he was talking about he was picking on the Chinese people at the Chinese restaurant? They come out like, you ought to be right up. And he'd be like, all right, thank you very much. You ought to be right up. And he said they'd be in the back looking out there peeing in his soup, talking about, oh, so funny, so brother. We make a special wonton soup just for you. Yeah, they're making a special wonton soup just for Trump. It's crazy. So let's continue. The special wonton soup.
Exactly right. Roman Duravi, you know Trump. You worked with Trump. Here's what I find very interesting.
What?
Look at him go with this. And of course, he's got the other cases in Washington and Palm Beach, and he's got this Fannie Willis nonsense. She may only have a half shelf life left down in Georgia, but another trial, right? And yet, he is campaigning. He's making speeches. You just want to push that guy over the line in Ohio, his hand-picked candidate, whose name I've forgotten for the Senate. He's just doing great. It's like he compartmentalized. How does he do this? How does he do it?
Dun, 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 dun. The more they attack him, the stronger he gets. He's out there campaigning, then he'll stop and go into a courtroom, deal with the nonsense, come out, and then have to go get some money to pay off the nonsense, and then go back out there and do some more campaigning, this and this and that. All of this. See, now, a lesser man would have broke. I mean, the word on the street, Trump sleeps only like 3 hours a night. I mean, he's a workaholic. Thank God. Thank God he's not Sleepy Joe, who got to take a whole week off before he even does a speech. All right, Joe, we're going to start your injections a week ahead of time. So you're pretty much zombified when you get up there. Yeah, you're going to be sitting back, have a whole week of horse injections, steroids in you. Eyes can't shut, dilated, complete black pupils. Yeah, that guy. And then afterwards, you're going to take 2 weeks off to sleep. Unreal. You think creepy can go through that? Absolutely not. So somebody said kid went off script with the rant, about Ukraine. All right, let's get back to this because see, of course, I need to see the media's reaction to the results of the appellate court.
He do this?
He is.
If I had $500 million hanging over me, I'd be a little concerned.
Why is he doing this?
I don't know. Wouldn't sleep that well.
Larry, our former boss is like the Energizer Bunny, and nothing is going to keep him away from the American people. Not any court case, not any amount of money that they pull away from him and his businesses.
So you telling me that he ain't doing this like the media used to say? He's doing this so he could get rich. He's doing this so he could get more money from the Russians. He's doing this because he wants to start a reality TV show. He don't really want to do this to win. He's doing this, all the stupid stuff they were saying. You're telling me he's doing this for the American people? Because anything less than that, most people would have quit. If this was a selfish motive like Democrats, they would have quit soon as their money started getting touched. Because that's really the driving force of those people, power and money. Soon as their money would have started, what? They're suing me for I'm out of this. You're telling me if I just go away quietly, these charges will drop? Okay, I'm out. You're touching my money. They're not in it for the people. That's why they come in like they always do, broke, and leave out millionaires. And Trump has a good chance of putting all of that an end to all of that mess. And they're like, whoa, we done set the system up like this. It's been working for us for years. We can't have you doing this. So we got to come up with stuff. You're Hitler, you're white nationalist, you're Russian agent. You've violated all these laws and you should go to prison and all that. We got to do that because you're messing stuff up for us, Trump.
No attacks on his family, including his son now. Barron is being attacked by people from NBC and former journalists.
What did they say about Barron?
Oh, they said he's fair game now that he's 18.
And Barron don't bother nobody. I've never heard Barron even talk. Can he talk? That man walks around silent, about 10 feet tall. How you gonna be tall and quiet? Man, tell you, he's the tallest, biggest man ever, but yet you don't even know he's in the room. Unless you turn around and see a shadow, you don't even know Barron's around. Quiet as can be. And here they are talking about that. He's fair game.
Is nothing is going to keep Donald Trump from going after what America deserves. In this country, they've been left with Joe Biden for 3.5 years. We're absolutely dismantled. The government is not functioning. Not only is America under attack politically, but our allies are under attack globally. And so I would just point to, specifically this case in New York. They're going after Trump Tower.
Why?
For two reasons. Number one, it is a huge skyline. In New York City, iconic.
Building, yep.
Number two, and no one is talking about this, that was the headquarters for us back in 2016 of the presidential campaign. I sat in Trump Tower. We worked day in and day out to fight to get into the White House.
I had arguments with him in Trump Tower.
I'm sure you did, because you're a great advisor.
On the size of the tax bill and the components of that. We had the early meetings with Steve Moore.
That's where it all started. That's where all of it was being cooked up in the kitchen. So this is also why the people back Trump, because they look at him as the people's champion. When they see him going through all of this and still moving forward, when he could have just quit. If Trump would have got on Marine One and flew off and said, I'm done with politics. I'm going somewhere and I'm going to sit down. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my life down there in Mar-a-Lago. Do you think they would have brought all these charges? You think Queen Latifah and Bragg and all of them, they would have left the man alone. But they sense that his love for the country wasn't over, that he knew he had, if he would have felt that he legitimately was beat, he might have went off quietly into the sunset. But a person like Trump, and even myself, I can't take a loss if I feel I was cheated. Can't take a loss. I'm like, they didn't beat me, man. They cheated me. If they'd have beat me, I might have been like, okay, good game. But they cheated me. Not to mention, if I believe in what I'm doing, it's real. It's on and popping in. So Trump is doing this not just, to say, well, you know what, I'm mad that I got beat. He's doing it for the people. And the people sense it and they see it. And that is why he remains, so powerful when it comes down to the support of the people. That's why when they sit back and say, well, many people say if they locked him up in jail, they'd still vote for him. Well, yeah, because you guys hate him, which means you also hate us. There it is. Y'all won't give us a chance to vote the way we want to vote. Y'all are going to take matters into your own hands and use dirty, stinking tactics. And we know that if y'all get rid of Trump, we won't have a champion for the people when it comes down to freedom. All of our elections moving forward would be fake. And what I mean by fake is we won't know who we're voting for. Rhino after rhino, election interference after election interference. Nobody's going to stick it to them and bring it to them like Trump is. So let's continue because we're almost to the part where the media has a fit.
Moore and Mnuchin and Steve Miller and the boss.
Yep, and Jared was there.
Oh my God.
It wasn't just taxes, it was tariffs too.
Well,
and the polls are on his side. I think that's helping.
The polls are on his side.
Another good. You know what? The other thing, we're going to get out of this. Y'all are coming back for the next segment.
Hurry up,
but
wrap
the
it
fact
up.
is, this fortuitously, the blank check SPAC investment company is going to come through. They issued the stock today, I believe.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, so the money came through with Trump. He's about to make all that money. Let's move to this because this guy dropped.
Build and they will come. All right, we're going to take a quick $3 to $4 billion for that Truth Social.
AG Bailey, as a fellow AG, how blatantly and absolutely wrong are these actions by Letitia James?
Yeah, tell us. Now this guy ain't gonna mince words. He about to go ahead and give her a verbal lashing. I love it.
This is a gross miscarriage of justice. Remember, this was a fraud trial. The only fraud here is that AG Letitia James is masquerading as a competent attorney. Look at some of her pleadings. There's no...
And masquerading as a real human. We all know she's a Bigfoot running around New York. We all know she's Godzilla. Godzilla! With them cankles. Tearing up New York completely. Tearing it up, man.
Reference to case law. And why is that? It's because there's no legal authority for what she's doing. Let's remember, this was a civil fraud trial where the claim was that banks gave loans to President Trump based on misrepresentations.
So a civil fraud trial that was brought by the state, not the people, not individuals, not businesses. Okay, so wait, now what happened? He defrauded who?
And yet Letitia James isn't going after those banks for failing to do their due diligence when providing...
Good question. That's a good point. Why is she going after a Deutsche Witch bank or whatever? So wait, let me get this straight. Trump just walked into your office and said that his buildings were worth of what, $700 quadrillion, and you guys didn't even check it out? You didn't even go ahead and do your own evaluation? Well, maybe you were in on the fraud too. Why isn't she going after them? Why is she only blaming Trump and not blaming the bank if they were in on it? Because there's no way that the bank would have just let Trump make up a number and say, we're taking your word for it. Let's go ahead and go to the vault. There you go. No way they would have done that. So you're not going to hold them accountable for your fraudulent claim against Trump. How can you over-jump them to Trump? If they looked at all of this, they looked at all of this and said, that's legit. Okay, we've come to an agreement. This is how much we think the property's worth, regardless of what Trump said he thinks it's worth. And we're willing to give you a loan for that amount. And Trump said, okay, cool. I'll take the money, pay it back, and pay them back in interest. There you go. Case closed. But not for Laquifa.
Those loans. The only reason they provided those loans, in fact, was because President Trump is a brilliant businessman who was enormously successful and made tons of money for these banks and every other investor. And Letitia James hates that. She hates his success, and so she's weaponized the justice system against him. And it's terrible for all Americans. It undermines due process and undermines the rule of law.
Yeah. Let's face it, she campaigned on going after Trump. She's going after Trump, all while real crime is running rampant in New York State. So what arguments do you make in support of Trump in your filings with the court, and what arguments should Trump make to prevent what amounts to a stealing of his life's work from happening?
Wow. A stealing of his life's work. Because that's exactly what it is. And that's why I want to step on that big, nasty canko of hers. I want to mash her big feet into the ground, dang on it, because that's what she's doing. She's straight up trying to steal a man's life. Can you imagine dedicating your whole life to build an empire, and some raggedy, bootleg, stinking chick like her comes along that is evil and corrupt enough, then finagled her way into power, and just decides, I'm going to wake up one day, make up bogus claims, and then take this man's life's earnings in broad daylight. I'm not going to use a pistol. I'm going to use the law to do it. That is my pistol. And everybody is seeing I'm sticking him up without a pistol. And I'm wondering why all the people are starting to side with him. Because that's exactly what she's doing.
Well, that's exactly what's going on. This is just a theft by the state of New York at Letitia James' direction of property owned by the president. And remember, this is property that he obtained legitimately through his business acumen. But I think it's important to remember that the appeal bond is intended to prevent a losing party in a lawsuit from taking their money and fleeing. And yet the assets she's trying to seize here are immovable. Those assets will be there after the appeal is completed.
So I guess she was thinking Trump might grab the buildings up under his arms. Come on, we're taking them down to Florida. Let's go. That's what she was thinking to justify this mess? Or is it, I got to stop this, man. So I'm going to go ahead and make an impossible amount of money up. We're going to wing it. Throw that out there. And there's no way he's going to be able to do that in 22 days. So then we can really dig into him. See, and it's so evil that I want her to pay. When you sit back and you root for somebody to fail so you can hurt her more, because that's what it really comes down to it. See, if it was all about the money, she would have been like, let me give him enough time so we can actually get the money. But it's like, no, we don't really want the money. We want more than that. And if you can't come up with it, now I get it all. I want it all. And I hope she get the business, all of it. I hope she get the business. And I'm talking about the bad business. That's a slang statement for somebody getting worked over. I hope she get the business.
There's no need to race through this process of seizing property, but also I would point out that the whole purpose...
No need to race through it. Why did she race through it, y'all? Why are all of them racing through this? I mean, remember, guys, they're just seeking truth. They just want the law to prevail. But yet all of these trials need to take place before the election. There you go. They're just going ahead and letting the process work its way out because they're just trying to make sure justice is served. But for some reason, justice is on a timeline. Yeah, because Trump's election is coming up in November, so justice needs to hurry it up. No time to go ahead and cross our T's and dot our I's. We got to force this mess through as raggedy as it can be.
Purpose of a bond and the whole purpose of a judgment at the end of a civil trial is to make a party whole. Well, when you have no victim, because everybody who did business with President Trump as part of these transactions made money, there's no one to make whole. So again, there's no legal justification to seize this property.
Wow. So nobody's standing there going, all right, could you hurry up and, make Trump give us their money? Because he stole all this money from us. So could y'all hurry it? Nobody? So technically, this could take 7 years and nobody would even have a problem because nobody was defrauded. But for some reason, they're on a timeline. We got to get that money from you in 22 days. To do what with it? To do what with it? Where's it going? Who is it going to? I mean, they're so corrupt. She needs to be brought up on trial. Something needs to happen to her after all of this crap is over.
Also, on the fleeing argument, the job that...
And this is what burns me up. Sorry. These people do this crap, and then when it all blows up in their face, it just goes away, and they move on. Just goes away, and they move on. If they reverse all of this in the Supreme Court, she's not going to pay a price. She might suffer a little embarrassment, but she'll come out and blame it on her being a woman, being black. They reversed it because I'm a woman and I'm black, and Trump's above the law, and will probably still keep her job. And I'm thinking, you should go. It's kind of like somebody who falsifies claims that a man did something to her, and then it comes out that they were lying. What's the penalty? You went ahead and tried to ruin a person's life, reputation shot. There's going to be millions of people who probably still won't believe, that, this guy was lied on and all of that. And you just go back to doing whatever. Blase for it. Still running around, writing a book, doing appearances on TV. And yet it's obvious that she lied about that. The crazy chick gets the money. Yeah, all of that. If they reverse that, what happens to her? Nothing. She just goes on. It's crap like that. And the same thing with these bootleg prosecutors that are being used to abuse their power and to go after Trump. Now, if this is all reversed, that's one thing. But for them to do it and get away with it without no penalty or price, that burns me up because all that does is encourages the next person to do it. When they start seeing that, hey, this is tit for tat. If I take my shot and I miss, they're going to go ahead and fire back at me. That's what should happen. Same thing with people who come up and make up lies about, he did this, and you're doing, well, that's odd. He's in the middle of a political campaign. We haven't heard from you in 40 years, but for some reason now you're standing there with Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff talking about we found her somewhere, and that's odd. So if you get busted lying, then what happens to you? Are you willing to take that chance? But when there's nothing at risk, when you ain't got nothing to lose for being corrupt and evil, you just go back to normal. Yeah, go ahead and sue the man taking through all of this nonsense And then if I fail at it, so what? I tried.
Trump's going for is in Washington, D.C. Kind of tough to flee the country and be president. So that completely blows that line of thinking out of the water. If I'm sitting here watching this, I know Trump's a lightning rod for controversy, but I'm wondering what can happen to me. So can our legal system survive if targeted prosecution and enforcement like this is allowed to stand?
Nope.
No, this kind of witch hunt against President Trump is really just the tip of the iceberg. And I would warn anyone doing business in the state of New York, I would invite President Trump to move to Missouri. We're open for business. We'd love to have him here. And folks that are doing business in New York need to be advised that the Attorney General of New York will weaponize the justice system and contrive facts and law in order to take them down if they don't ascribe to her ideological bent.
There's also the notion of what does Letitia James know about running a golf course? I haven't looked at the names on the lockers at Trump Westchester. I can tell you, not a lot of people are going to be too primed for Club Pro Letitia James. They're probably going to cancel their membership.
But it is my belief.
Bubble one. Now you would have thought after that debacle the other day, she would have went somewhere and set her tail down. RICO is not a crime. But instead, they bring Bubble One on CNN to talk about this $464 million bond. And let's hear her wonderful legal analysis, okay, y'all? She was more like a you know what. Let's continue.
Belief that all people should be treated equally under the law.
There it is. That's the go-to to justify the mistreatment of Trump. That we're treating him equally under the law. He's not above it.
And if that seizure of assets would be pursued to any other American, then Donald Trump should be treated the same. As far as the political implications go, I think that what we are dealing with politically is the much larger and much more grave and serious pressure of having this judgment against Donald Trump and him being in this degree of debt. And the financial pressures that he is under, and what he is subject to do in order to.
What is this? Are you making stuff up? Are you speculating, Bubble? First of all, why are you asking a Democrat socialist a question about seizing people's assets? That's what socialists do. I mean, she's gonna be okay with it. That's right. I think, as a matter of fact, not just Trump, but all citizens, all America, except me. I want to keep my Tesla. I don't want anybody touching my money. But everybody else should spread their love and their money around. So he's asking the Democrat socialists, how do you feel about them taking Trump's stuff? And she's like, well, the bigger thing is I'm scared that if they don't take his stuff. Yeah. So now she's saying, Trump's desperate. See, and I'm worried that him being desperate might open up the door for him to become corrupt. Who knows where he might go and get that money from? Of course, alluding to perhaps Russia.
To obtain those assets. I actually think that that there is risk in not seizing these assets.
Yeah, it's risk in not seizing it. Now, is she on Fake Crapper Show pushing conspiracy theories? I think she is. Yeah. And
the open window that exists in him trying to secure these funds through other means. We've seen a lot of interesting transactions happening with Truth Social and other means.
Interesting transactions. Like what? Now you're trying to go ahead and allude to some suspicious activities with, Truth Social and all of that. Now we might have to look into those. We might have to look into all of Trump's business dealings because it's obvious he can't get his money legitimately. So anything that he does, and if he comes up with money, it's because it's probably a shady deal that maybe Laquifa could look into that too, because that's what socialists do. You can't go out there and generate money without us having our hands in it, okay? I don't care if you get it legit. We'll make it illegit, just like we did with Laquifa. Legitimate means of acquiring businesses and wealth, and she made it illegit. That's how socialists work. They will make things that are legal, like those people coming across our border and Joe Biden talking about something. I shouldn't have said that. I should have said illegal. They're undocumented. They're undocumented. So they'll make illegal legal and make something that's legal illegal. You see how the socialists work? In other words, they make crap up as they go. Yeah, they become a law unto themselves. It's whatever we come up with today to fit our agenda and our goals and objectives. That's what the law is. That's why they hate the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and that Supreme Court. They can't wait to get their knuckles on that Supreme Court because it keeps us based, keeps us stable when it comes down to interpreting the law and the Constitution. So this chick's making it up. Now she's going ahead talking about, hey, who knows where he might get. We might have to take a look into, Truth Social. We want to keep him broke. We want to make sure that any means of getting himself out of this falls under scrutiny. Planting a seed.
And there's a very real risk of political corruption.
What do you say? Very real risk of political corruption. No basis in that. See, so therefore we need to take his stuff because there's a risk of political corruption. Not taking his stuff would maybe tempt him to get the money some other way. So let's operate like that moving forward. So now Fake Crapper lets her get away with that, but then he asks her a question. Let's see how Bubble One answers this.
To a voter who says, well, that doesn't look like he's being treated equally before the law. That looks like somebody that the government is going after.
Has there ever been a president, Republican or Democrat, that has been subject to this level of criminal charges, indictments, and investigations? This is not about party.
Bubble One, you just said the magic statement. You're right. So that's what you're saying to all of us that says this looks suspicious? All of these indictments, all of that. And she's going, has there ever been a president? And we're going, exactly. That's why we're all going, this is a bunch of crap. There you go. Eureka, you figured it out. However, what you're trying to do is spin it to say because of all of these indictments, all of these investigations, that means it's obvious that he's guilty. Therefore, you have to believe that he did something. He did something, pretty sure. I mean, why else? Why else would all of these? Could it be because very powerful people that are abusing their power are going after him to stop him? That's the clue. That's the telltale sign. When you get one independent man out there that's talking about America first and the people choosing, and all of these powerful entities converge upon that one man. Now I'm going, oh, wait a minute. I'm not one to run with the flock. I'm the one that's going, oh, wait a minute, while everybody else is running this way, let me stop for a second and ask some questions. Why is the media, why are all these globalists, why is all the Democrats and rhinos and all of these people who are very rich and powerful intel community, why are all of them converging upon Trump? What is it about him that is a pain in their butts? And they're trying to drag us in on it. They're trying to go ahead and get the people on their side through the use of manipulation, gaslighting, and false flags and all of this stuff. And then coming up with these bogus charges and attacks on Trump and trying to say, it's obvious that we're doing this because he's that evil. Surely we don't have a motive. Surely we're not all attacking him. Surely we're not piling on. Surely it's not obvious. Even though we done impeached the man twice, 4 indictments, 91 charges or whatever. Felony charges, all of that stuff. No, there's nothing to see here. These are normal things that usually happen to a president that is running again. We did it while he was president. We were attacking him when he wasn't president. And now that he's running for president, we're still doing it. And you're trying to tell me that ain't nothing suspicious about it. In fact, it's obvious that because of all those attacks, that means he's guilty. That means he's guilty.
This is not about politics. This is about corruption and criminality.
I know Fake Crapper is sitting there like, why do I continue to bring Bubble One on the show? Boy, I tell you, she is the poster child to give the right fuel. We all like, did you see AOC on there make our case for us? This is not about There's a criminality, and then listen to this.
We're talking about an individual who ordered essentially a terrorist attack.
Holy moly. Wow. Trump ordered essentially, so I can't say he did, because I know that's not what he did. So I'm going to go ahead and infer and imply that he did. Essentially, a terrorist attack. Do you understand the slander in that statement? She's talking about a sitting president ordering a terrorist attack on his own country. Do you understand how ludicrous that is? And she got the nerve to get up there and say that. And fake crapper sits there with a confused, stank look on his face. What is that fake? What is that fake crap? How about you go, wait, whoa. I got to push back on that. A terrorist attack? Aren't you going a little too far, Bubble?
On the capital of the United States in order to retain power. That is not about being a Republican. It is not about being a Democrat.
Unreal.
It's about being an unethical and individual who is subject and prone to criminality.
No, he actually.
Wow. And fake crapper let her go ahead and vomit that stanky, nasty vomit up on all the set right there. Just moving his head side to side. Confused, like a dog trying to figure out what their owner's doing. Yeah, it's only cute when dogs do it. Not when you do it, fake crapper. Side to side, like, yeah, probably trying to figure out what Bubble wants talking about. Wow, I tell you, I never realized how dumb she was. You hear those bubbles popping? But listen to this lady. They mad, y'all. They mad. This is their interpretation of why Trump, y'all, he got his fee reduced. So let's see what she says.
Actually just got this guy is the luckiest guy in the world, but Trump Social, Trump Social, it is Trump Social, but Truth Social just got permission to go public.
Right.
And so his stake, because it's a meme stock, a little like GameStop, is worth $3.5 billion right now, and it could go higher if people bid it up.
He definitely.
Now that chick is a hardcore feminist. You can tell right there. Let me show everybody I hate men. I'm gonna go with the swoop collar with the the smoking jacket on, I guess, and make sure I got the man haircut. Not too long. I want to look very manly. You got my side manly profile right there. There you go. So now this feminist right here on the show is calling Trump lucky. No, I don't think so. I don't think very many people right now, even Trump supporters, will want to switch spots with Trump. Yeah, maybe if he was just chilling in Mar-a-Lago, enjoying his wealth, yeah, I might say that guy's lucky. But I see this man running around the whole country trying to campaign while these people are trying to destroy his whole life, and they've been doing this aggressively for 6 to 8 years. And here she is. He's lucky. In other words, I want to see this man fail. I want to see him destroyed. I don't want him to make this money. I want to see calamity fall upon him for some reason.
He made a deal with the devil at
something.
He surely made a deal with the devil. Man, Bill Maher just can't get right. So that's what it is. Or could it be that God is on his side? That's another way of looking at it. That's what I'm saying. Because see, when I think of people who made deals with the devil, I think of creepy. That's what I think of. Make me president, please, because I couldn't do it on my own the first 2 times. Now when I get in, I'm going to let soldiers get killed. I'm going to open up our border and destroy our economy. And I'm going to go ahead and let a war start in Ukraine. Now I'm going to turn my back on Israel because I'm getting pressured here in the United States by a whole bunch of radicals that we went ahead and encouraged. And that guy, I'm going to be okay with crime. I'm going to go ahead and open up investigations against my political opponent. And I'm going to weaponize the DOJ, the FBI, and the CIA to start spying on regular American citizens and stuff like that. That guy is being used by Diablos. And here he is. Total misinterpretation of the situation.
Because he always lucks out on everything.
Yeah. Look at Michael Avenatti. Look at Fani Willis now in Georgia. The best enemies.
Right.
It helps him so much.
There you go. Michael Avocado's in jail. Fat Fanny. Could it be that these people are victims of no weapon formed against me shall prosper? It won't work. Could it be they're victims of that? I mean, haven't these people learned? If I was one of Trump's haters, I'd be like, whoa, whoa, easy, easy. I'm seeing a lot of people get jacked up messing with this dude. How about I leave him alone? I don't want to get cursed. These people are suffering from the Trump curse. So I would leave him alone. I'd be like, man, don't mess with that dude. Something is special about him. How is he getting through this? It's supernatural. And it ain't Diablos, I'll tell you that much.
And Merrick Garland fucked it all up.
Oh, stop lying.
Dithered for now.
Yeah, because Merrick Garland was supposed to go ahead and be very obvious and just arrest Trump for being Trump. There you go. As if he wasn't doing everything in the world to stop this man, short of just saying, I'm just going to go ahead and arrest him. The man okayed a raid on his Mar-a-Lago house rather. And he's talking about he messed it up.
We're probably not even going to see any of the trials. He just always lucks his way into everything.
Lucks his way into everything, y'all. They don't see it. They don't even get it. These libtards, these people suffering from TDS, they don't see what's really going on, man. And they just, the one dude in the beginning of the show might have had it that was talking about, y'all about to elect this dude again. Y'all don't get it. These folks don't get it. They're sitting there flabbergasted. Because remember, Bill Maher put in mass work hating on Trump his first presidency. Mass work. And yet they're going, how's this dude still popular? All of them. Mass work. So MSNBC, CNN, mass work. All of these corrupt prosecutors work trying to destroy this man, and somehow he keeps coming out. Listen to this guy. He's really mad, y'all. Wait, I might need some liberal tears for this guy because he's busted up.
Honestly, this is so infuriating. I don't even know what to do. I don't even know if I care what the process is that these judges are arriving at. Whatever it is, it's flawed. I can tell you that much. I mean, David put it well. This is a different process for this person. We have decided that.
Wait, get over here. He switched sides. He switched sides. Hold on. There we go. Yeah. See, you thought I'm so mad. I don't know what to do. You know what? If this was anybody else, this wouldn't be happening. Here he is. If this was anybody else, it wouldn't be happening. That's the point. Hold on. Let me get back to his whimpering and whining.
He gets his own private court of justice. He has a private plane. He has private clubs.
Oh, now you're just hating. Now you're just hating. It went outside of his legal stuff to just anything. And look, hey, he got a private plane. He got a golf course. What else? Look at him. He get to do stuff I can't do, and all this money and stuff. And the people like him, unlike me, I'm stuck in this dead end. Oh, I can't hit him. I hate him. I hope he go outside and get hit by a bus and die. I hate him. This dude's throwing a tantrum. He done went all the way off script.
He lives in. Apparently, he basically fashioned himself his own private militia to try to take over the Capitol.
Oh, God. His own private militia. Did y'all know we were a part of the militia to take over the Capitol? How in the world do the people who showed up there didn't know they were in the militia? I don't understand. Trump, man, got game. If he got us, committing insurrections and we're militia. Oh, we're terrorists. We're terrorists. Don't forget that. Somehow we're terrorists, but we didn't know. We didn't know we were terrorists, according to AOC. We were militia, according to this guy. Nobody knew they were. I thought everybody was talking about they was just patriots coming up there to protest a bogus election. But then now all of a sudden we find out, according to this guy, we was a private militia. And we didn't even know that. We didn't even know that. Okay, what else?
Now he's getting his own private system of justice.
Yeah, now he got his private system of justice. Just because he is outwitting your corrupt attacks on him. That's what it is. We are mad because every time we come out, the walls are closing in. Trump's finally gonna get, and then all of a sudden, it just all starts to fall apart. Oh man, line the bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. So they get mad when it all comes crashing down, and this is the result. Can't stand him. He's a poopy head. He's stupid. And he thinks he's better than me. And he's not better than me. I can do stuff too. And I'm not dumb as I look. But you know what? Look at him. He's a dummy, stupid, poopy head too. That's what he is. And I don't like him. He can't color inside the lines. He always be coloring outside the lines and stuff. And I don't even like it. And he don't be trading his animal cookies and stuff like that when we be at lunch. And he always get the juice boxes. And I got to drink out the water fountain. I hate him. I hate him. That's what that guy's doing right there. And I'm laughing at him.
This is an absolute travesty. It would not happen for anybody else. Anybody else, it would be like, sorry, buddy, you lost. Pay up.
No, for anybody else, they wouldn't be in court over that nonsense. It's the whole point. But they're trying to make us think Trump getting special treatment in a good way. And we're going, no. How is it that we conclude the whole opposite of that? He's getting special treatment in a bad way. But y'all just keep missing, taking swings at him, even though he's tied up and he keeps dodging them. Y'all like, why can't we hit this dude? We got him tied up. He's just hitting us with the Muhammad Ali. Yeah, slipping us. And they can't take it.
For him, he gets his own set of rules.
He gets his own set of rules.
Legally, Tristan, how is that done?
How is that done?
We just saw it. They just decided that the appellate court has now just decided they're going to swoop in and just change it. And that's it. And now the
You mean the appellate court swooped in and said, what the crap? How much is this shit? Hold on. Where'd they come up with this? You know what? No. That number's ridiculous. So now they're mad because it went down to 175 million. Now, anybody else would be going, 175 million is a lot of money. So what they really wanted is Trump to become bankrupt. They wanted his properties seized. This right here is not a criminal judgment. It's not like this can throw him in jail. This is just malicious. That's what they want. They want to see him tortured. They want to see him humiliated. They want to see him strained financially. That's what they want to see. Because 175 million is not enough. He should be completely bankrupted and they should be able to take his businesses and stuff like that. So that's what this guy really wants. This ain't like, you know what? This guy is accused of murder and he got off and they're letting him out for something and this and this and that. And he should be in jail. No, this is one of those, we just want all this money out of him so it can hurt him financially and put him in a bad situation. And we're mad because he ain't got to pay all of it. Instead, he got to pay 175 million. Therefore, Trump will be able to come up with that money, which will allow him to appeal this and embarrass Queen Latifah and reveal that this was a bogus behind case in the first place. Bogus case in the first place. That's what it is. We didn't want him to be able to appeal this case. That's what it really comes down to.
The AG's office can now try to go up above them.
Yeah, do it.
I don't know what the details are because you just told us. I'm guessing this is coming from the First Department, Appellate Division, First Department. That's the intermediate court here in New York. That would be issuing a decision here. I don't know if there's a remedy for the AG's office to go up to the Court of Appeals, which is our high court here in New York, and try to get them to
send Godzilla up the chain of command. See if could go up there blowing smoke all over the place and try to get another ruling. But the more they try, I hope the more embarrassed they become. See. I want her completely humiliated and embarrassed. I want them to smack this whole judgment down like, what? I want them to be like, what idiot wrote this? That's what I want the Supreme Court to do. When it gets up to them on these appeals, I want them to come out and be like, all right, we got a new case on the docket. What the crap? Who? Yeah, I want them to be, I want them to be straight up like, who would to bring these charges? What idiot actually? This is ridiculous. Oh, this was written by Queen Latifah? Okay, these are odd charges. Hey, did you see this crap? There's not even a victim. Can you believe somebody would do this? This is obviously them trying to interfere with the election. My mic on? Is my mic on? I'm sorry. What? All right, we're taking this very seriously. We've already made a ruling. What? That quick? We've already made a ruling. After the open statement that we read, we realized that the defendant here is not guilty. Now get out of here. Go back to law school. You corrupt politician, you.
To basically countermand this order. But in my view, this is, without knowing more, unless there's some sort of other extenuating circumstance that we're going to learn here, this appears to be an absolute gross miscarriage of justice.
A gross miscarriage of justice. Trump's gotten away with the crime again. Look at that. Man, them breaking it down from 456 or whatever, how many millions of dollars, down to 175 million. Gross mischaracterization of justice. They should have took him for everything he has. Should have removed all of his buildings and bankrupted him. That's what should have happened for no reason. Unreal. So let's wrap up. We got about a minute and 50 seconds left. Let's enjoy this because Trump got something to say about it too.
Today in New York City. And just now, a New York appeals court has agreed to slash the amount of the bond that Donald Trump must post to cover a $454 million civil fraud verdict while he appeals it. So we're going to go from 454 to 175 million. Just 175 million now will be the portion. I say just, it's still a ton of cash.
Yeah. Here we go. There is right there. Trump always pulling out that Trump card. Laquifa was sitting up there with her nasty hand. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Put that hand down. Trump's like, ooh, that's a tough one right there. I don't know. Whew. Tell you what, that's all I got. Whoop. What? Where'd that come from? Oh, yes. The Trump card. And still mad about it, because I am too.
Thank you very much. Judge Engoron has done a terrible disservice to the state of New York.
Judge Moron? Yeah, he absolutely has.
What he's done is terrible. Businesses are fleeing, and you see that. We just released a statement on Truth. Businesses are fleeing and crime is flourishing all over the state, and what he's done is such a disservice and should never be allowed to happen again.
Never should be allowed to happen again. That nasty, stinking, skeleton, zombie-looking judge needs to go ahead and be removed from office. How can you be a judge and come to that conclusion? See, I don't know how they elect their judges up there, but I'm like, you did what? What was the basis of this? How did you come up with that number? Why did you automatically think Trump was guilty and immoral before you even heard the case? See, what was going on with all of that? And why were you up there smiling, taking your glasses off like you were, doing a show trial? Because that's how Democrats are. See, so what else, Trump? How you feel about this again?
New York State is being battered by his decision.
Yeah.
So I greatly respect
the Trump effect. See, he gives you the boomerang effect. You attack him and it always comes back. So let's continue.
The decision of the appellate division, and I'll post either $175 billion in cash or bonds or security or whatever is necessary.
Yes. I was hoping for this, y'all. Man, last week I was upset when I heard this. I was like, on Monday they trying to take his what? Oh, I hope he come up with this. And that judge, the appellate court then came through. So now he drops that 175. He got 10 days to drop it. And then it gets appealed. And that's where they didn't want it to go. See, this is how they are with all of these cases. They don't want them prolonged. They don't want them appealed. They want to stop the regular legal process from happening because they are Marxists, fascists, they're tyrannical, they're banana republics, they're communists, you name it. Pick one. Pick one. See, so they're doing all of that, because they're going, we need to throw everything but the kitchen sink at this dude to stop him. Slow him down, and we need to rush this crap through, change all the rules, come up with ridiculous verdicts and all of that. Pick the most corrupt people to assist us in this mess. That's what we need to do, including the fake behind news based on what we've just seen. All these people coming out. This is ridiculous. I can't believe he's getting away with stuff. And you know what? It would be a crime not to take his properties. Yeah, we need all of this to work just to stop one man, and we still can't do it. And that's why their tears are so sweet to us, but so bitter to them. What else, Trump?
Very quickly, within the 10 days, and I thank the appellate division for acting quickly. But Judge Engoron is a disgrace to this country.
He is.
And this should not be allowed to happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Trump. Now turn your back and walk away. It should not be allowed to happen, but somehow it is under the Biden administration. See, and yet they're telling us they're the good guys. They're the ones saving democracy, defending it. Yeah, while they do everything to tear it down. And anybody with common sense sees it. And I'm going to tell you right now, if this gets appealed and it goes up and it gets shot down, they are going to flip out. If Queen Laquifa gets shut down, then who else is on the chopping block? Jack in the Box, his case is on the chopping block. And then you got Fat Fanny staggering around down there trying to recover. And now that one's going to appeal. I hope all of them get embarrassed. I hope their careers get shut down. See, this isn't me just hoping for bad karma to hit people who, these people, they just made a bad decision. No, they're malicious. These are evil people who have taken their malice, their greed, their corruption outside of it just personally being a character flaw. They're now saying, you know what, even though this stuff will impact millions of people's lives, I'm okay with that. Even though all my corruption will be on display and obvious to anybody with common sense, I don't care. I'm that nasty and corrupt. Even though there are people that expect me to be above that, considering the power that I have. That's what really burns me up. The power that I have. And watch what we do with it in your face. Now that's what burns me up. It's like, thank y'all for voting us in or whatever and giving us all this power to abuse. And dare y'all to say something about it. Yeah, we know it's obvious that we trying to take all this stuff. We know y'all see us for what we are. But as long as we got our buddies in the media trying to convince enough bubbleheads that we're fighting against corruption and we're trying to save democracy, we'll keep doing it. That's why they need to get exposed to the point where their own supporters can't deny it anymore. That's what I want to see. I want to see them get to a point where New Yorkers are vomiting her up. Atlanta people are vomiting Fat Fanny up. That's what I want to see. I want to see them vomiting up all of these bootleg Democrat leaders that are destroying their cities, even if they're liberal cities. I want their corruption to be on such display and their bad policies to reach a level to where all of those people are going, blah, vomiting them up, because that's what they are, vomit. Now, God bless y'all. God bless America. I hated to have to paint such a nasty description, but it's an accurate one. That's the funny part about it. Wow, 2 hours and 11 minutes, and I started late, so sorry about that, guys. Thanks for all the wonderful compliments. Like I said, man, I couldn't pull it together tonight because I worked, unfortunately. I mean, I was looking at the clock and the truck that we drive, it won't allow us to go over 65 miles per hour. So we were heading back from Cleveland, and I'm talking to my partner. Like normally I drive a stick. We got two different trucks, so I drive a stick. But I'm sitting there like, can you step on it? It won't go any faster. The people going to be waiting on Kev. No, this is it. We're top speed. Okay. So I can't be like, Mr. Sulu, take us out. Warp drive, nothing. No, okay. We ain't got that in this. Yeah. So we got to go ahead and just abide by the speed limit. And here we are. So thanks for, making that adjustment with me. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day tomorrow. And I will be back tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and work on my clips tonight so I don't have to be rushing for tomorrow. How about that? I'm going to be one step ahead just in case I get caught up at work. So don't forget, text MAGA to 330-974-4607. Make sure that you follow me on all the other social media platforms. And if you want to donate to the channel, there's a link below this video. You can do that. It's my monthly fundraiser. And don't forget also that I have a corner store, okay? Subscribe to my alternative channel. I haven't checked the number of followers over there yet, but I am going to tonight when we get off and let y'all know what the number is tomorrow. So if you haven't subscribed, please do that. And then I think that might be it. Follow me on Rumble, and let's get out of here, okay? See y'all tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, somebody's looking at me.
This is awesome. Yeah, awesome.
I know you see the way we tear up the place, yeah. See y'all tomorrow. Take care.